Ladies and gentlemen, time for the second semifinal of the men's singles 2016 Swedish Open Championships. Representing Japan, Yuya OSHIMA.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2016 ITTF World Tour. This is the Swedish Open, a major series on the World Tour. I'm your commentator, Adam Bobrow, coming to you live from Stockholm, Sweden. We're getting into the second men's singles semifinal. It is Yuya OSHIMA on the right versus last week's champion in Austria, Kenta MATSUDAIRA. Next to me right now, Mattias Karlsson in the booth. Just finished a Swedish interview after pulling off an amazing victory over Dmitry Ovtcharov. Cameras are flashing, high fives, autographs, everything right now. Mattias Karlsson. The stadium is going to be a Mattias Karlsson fan club all around. And he's going to be getting ready to face the winner these next two matches. So grab your bananas and your bottles of carbonated flavored water. Kenta MATSUDAIRA has been on fire so far. Had breakfast this morning with Mizuki Oikawa and Kenta Tazoe, two of the Japanese players, and said, who do you think's gonna win? And Kenta MATSUDAIRA was the favorite overall in that poll. Yuya OSHIMA, 22 years old, the 15th seed in this tournament, currently world rank number 45. As he ties his shorts, I'll tell you about Kenta MATSUDAIRA, 25 years old, 13th seed in the tournament, world rank number 41. Last week had a very impressive display. Again, with world rank number 41 and won the final on a major series over Hugo Calderano of Brazil, who has a bright, bright future ahead, much like that of Mattias Karlsson. So I can't tell you how exciting it is right now to be in Sweden. Our umpire, Stefan Bolschlager, working on my German. So Yuya OSHIMA, I think most recently sort of rose to fame internationally at the China Open. Umberto Molini, assistant umpire from Italy. It was at the China Open where he took down 3 of the top 15 players in the world. Koki Niwa, Zhuang Zhiyuan, and Dmitry Ovtcharov, I believe. Have to check on all that. And then against Ma Long, had a 6-2 lead in Game 7. Then 7-4 and lost 7 straight points. But that tournament was the tournament that put Yuya OSHIMA internationally on the map. He rose up to world rank number 20. But since then, has been beaten by many lower-ranked players, from Sam Walker, the World Championships in Malaysia earlier this year, Kirill Gerasimenko of Kazakhstan. But those are also 2 up-and-coming young players. Sam Walker, Kirill Gerasimenko have jumped up drastically in the world rankings in the last year. So Yuya OSHIMA has definitely not been outrageously consistent at the high level that he earned. The same could be said about Kenta MATSUDAIRA in the last 2 years. Has not had too many notable tournaments. He comes out last week in Linz, Austria, wins the tournament, and is here in the semifinal again. Despite being 13th seed, he's one of the final 4, which means upsets. And I'll tell you about those upsets real quickly. Kenta MATSUDAIRA, opening round, beats Benjamin Rosier of France, the hard hitter. Pips on the backhand side. After that, beats Masataka Morizono 4-0, just like his first match. Hasn't dropped a game yet. Benedikt Duda, another up-and-coming player from Germany that you should keep your eyes out for, has had 2 weeks of incredible play. And MATSUDAIRA beats Benedikt Duda after coming back from down 1-3 to win 2 games in a row at deuce, 12-10, and then win 11-8 in the 7th. Following that, knocks out Marcos Freitas, one of the top seeds here in the tournament. And now is facing off against Yuya OSHIMA, his teammate. OSHIMA in the opening round played Badowski of Poland, Marek Badowski, who has incredible power, really an outstanding tournament. I think you'll see more and more of him on the World Tour as well, making it deeper and deeper into the draw. After that, Yuya Shui from Chinese Taipei, 4-1 victory for OSHIMA. Stefan Mengel, who had a very impressive tournament, knocking out who I had picked ahead of time to arguably win this tournament, Zhou Yu, the top Chinese player here. Stefan Mengel beat him 4-3, but then lost to Yuya Oshima 4-1. Oshima then beats Stefan Wesch, another outstanding player from France, who's so great to watch because he can do anything. Chop, lob, snake, counterattack from both sides. Tends to lob the ball and fish a lot from way off the table. So while it's always great to watch Stefan Wesch play, we're watching the player who beat him, Yuya Oshima, here right now against Kenta Matsudaira, last week's champion. Best of 7, game 1. Down the line, turns his body. Looks like he's going the other way. And all arm just plays it to the short side of the table. I guess I should say with the body still turned. Tries it again. An opening powerful attack from Oshima right into the body. Both of these players have explosive power. It's what got Oshima noticed the China Open and threw 3 of the top 15 players in the world.
1-2.
Now, as is typical in the men's game, despite Matthias Carlsen using short pips on the forehand side, both of these players are inverted rubber on both sides. You can expect spinny shots from both on either wing. Well-placed flip from Oshima. A little bit of bend, plays it into the body. For this one more time here. Fast feet from Oshima, but still the pressure from Matsudaira takes advantage of having Oshima in over the table on the forehand side.
Four, 3.
Now head-to-head, these two have never played before on the World Tour, which might seem surprising, seeing as how Oshima, 22 years old, has been playing a lot on the World Tour in the last several years. Matsudaira, 25 years old, has been playing for more years on the World Tour. Outstanding lob for Kenta Matsudaira to run that down and angle his racket so that the ball comes back down on the table. And watch where it comes down on the table, too. Very deep, right at the baseline, but tries to rush back quickly into the counter-attacking game from off the table with the backhand. Ooh, thrills all around. Several of these shots didn't look like they'd come back. Oshima with some big power. Right off the bounce, fearless top spins, full arm strokes. See how much his legs get into it. Quick wristy shot off the bounce. When people ask why physical fitness is important in table tennis, it should be pretty clear watching these two play. Yuya Oshima, very strong legs, actually his whole body. But he can run just about anything down and counter loop it. Full body stroke, the full arm at full extension. This is something you see more with the top Chinese players, the long arm stroke. And also in Asia versus Europe. Europe, the elbow tends to be a little bit closer. But Oshima wrapping around that last ball, bends it away from Matsudaira, giving him more running to do in the chase.
Four, 8.
So the second towel break of the game, Yuya Oshima with a, I'd say, encouraging lead out here.
Let 4-8. 5-8.
Well placed deep on the table on the backhand side. The step around costs OSHIMA a little bit of time and power. Ultimately the point. Physical fitness, there it is. OSHIMA running down several shots to get the forehand in from the backhand side of the table. Played a powerful punch block into the body, and MATSUDAIRA still adjusted. Again, both sides of the table. Pretty high percentage muscle out there. Ooh, way below the table for OSHIMA to make this shot. So much wrist and so much spin. There's pressure coming in, but just more pressure coming into MATSUDAIRA right now. 4 game points for OSHIMA.
7-10.
Tried to catch the ball off the racket, hit him in the face. No big deal though, as he saves 1 game point, has his second serve here. Counter loop city, Yuya OSHIMA takes game 1 by 4 points, 11-7, and we'll be back for game 2, OSHIMA versus MATSUDAIRA, men's singles semifinal number 2, game 2 after this.
Kenta MATSUDAIRA har varit med länge. Han blev tidigt väldigt högt rankad. Han vann junior-VM 2006 som 15-åring. Han är född 91 och han var nummer 1 på junior-världsrankingen 2008. Han har blivit mycket känd för sin så kallade yx eller tomahawk-serve. Han varierade mycket, men ryktet säger att lite problem med knäna gör att han inte kan yxa lika mycket nu.
So second game, OSHIMA to serve, level.
Back for game number 2, Yuya OSHIMA in blue and yellow at the top of the screen with the serve and the lead, 1-0. Placement on that flip. MATSUDAIRA has no clue where the ball's going to go until the moment it's contacted. Strong, quick counters early in the rally. I think the rallies are just going to get better and better throughout the match. Already both of these players testing each other from off the table, running each other around. MATSUDAIRA's tended to stay a little closer to the table.
2-1.
While short term, that takes a lot of leg work. He's definitely covering less ground. What are you looking at? Ooh, trying to block, huh? The Banach block, as they say. Solid start to the rally. The counter loops, soft touch from MATSUDAIRA to leave it out in front. Takes a lot of pace off the ball. Little help from the top of the net there. Side and top for MATSUDAIRA. Change of pace for the hooking forehand loop.
Let 1-4.
Soft backhand for a moment, but OSHIMA's right near the table. Change of pace is a clever idea, but if you leave it soft, while the opponent is near the table, that's what's going to happen. They're going to have more time for a full stroke, more power. See the frustration in OSHIMA out there. Solid block by MATSUDAIRA. The snake, just a little bit of side spin, and it's trouble for MATSUDAIRA. Again, the contact below the table. Look at that smile. Anime Prince, so charming out there. Looks like mostly topspin, just a little bit. This is one tactic that I would advise everybody to use. It's one of the simplest ways to earn points, especially at a decent level. Someone steps around the corner to take a forehand attack from the backhand side. Block it right back aggressively into the backhand corner. It's the longest part of the table, so it's the highest security, and their natural inclination is to run to cover the forehand side, so it's going to be behind their body weight.
6-4.
Which means it's going to make for a very difficult off-balance shot. Have you met my assistant, Annette? It's a little Yuya OSHIMA table tennis pun right there. MATSUDAIRA with his second serve here.
5-7.
Now, one thing about watching teammates play each other, people who know each other's game quite well, tend to get longer rallies because they're fooled less. Tactically, it asks a lot for the players, but they're going to play more for positioning. Recovery off the top of the net for OSHIMA. The second one doesn't come down for MATSUDAIRA. So while there will definitely be a Japanese winner of this match, of course a Japanese loser, that means there will be a Japanese player in the final today versus Matthias Carlsen. They're quite different players with quite different styles and personalities. Of course, there's some similarities to their games as well.
Let 6-7.
MATSUDAIRA plays very high-risk shots. Right on top of the table, goes for broke a lot. I feel like a little bit more legwork from OSHIMA in the clean counter-looping game, the short game.
7-all.
Demonstrated right there with that forehand flip for placement. It actually feels like, and this is partially, I mean, it's just 3 years difference between the two, but we've been watching Kenta MATSUDAIRA for a long time, much longer than Yuya OSHIMA. Like Yuya OSHIMA's game has developed in the modern game a lot more.
7-8.
So he's playing the tactics that we see from the top Chinese players a lot. Developed a pretty strong backhand from near the table. But off as well, so some similarities, some differences. Either way, it's going to be a close, tight fight.
8-all.
Oh, tries to leave it short on the table. A bit too clever. It's the most smiling. My goodness. Someone's got to take some still shots of MATSUDAIRA. If he's not sponsored by some cologne brand in Japan right now, he should have a deal. There's the power.
9-all.
After a clever soft touch point like the point before, to come back and quickly take a merciless sort of carefree shot to the open forehand side. This is the timing of Matsudaira. Both players do seem like they have explosive power and a lot of effort put into their shots. Matsudaira on that one was a bit looser and more smooth to tie it up at 9 points each.
Let 9-0.
Serve with less topspin on it than OSHIMA thought. Top of the net and out, and it's game point for Matsudaira. Oh my Lanta! Look at this points. OSHIMA with the net to break it. That would have taken the game. Some of these shots are just incredible. Full lunging there, still manages to spin the ball up from way below the table. No footing on almost any ball there, but finally OSHIMA again has the net on his side. Inducing game two.
Net. Please, height by shoulder. 10-0.
Matsudaira back in game point position. Again, really having to fight to turn from the middle of the table. Agility, the word of the day. From fast feet to core strength and upper body getting moved. Push goes just long, tied back up. OSHIMA's still in this.
Let 11-0.
Again, the discipline to get so low and spin the ball out to the forehand side from below the table. OSHIMA knows that it's going to be a low percentage shot to play it really low to the net and fast to try to drive through it. So he arcs it up a little bit more, but still tries to keep it as low to the net as possible. There's two girls in the background, just too adorable. Backhand into the chest, and OSHIMA takes it. Comes back to save game points, and 13-11, it's a 2-0 lead for Yuya OSHIMA. We'll be back for game three, Matsudaira versus OSHIMA, and singles semifinal number 2 right after this.
Last service.
Har tagit sig fram. Han är åttondelssidad i sång. Han började med att slå Badowski från Polen. Vidare sen Ye från Taiwan. Därefter i åttondelen var det Steffen Mengel. Och i kvartsfinalen igår Wesh från Frankrike.
Third game, Matsudaira to serve, level.
Back for game number 3, Kenta Matsudaira trailing 0 games to 2.
Let level.
Yuya OSHIMA at the bottom in the lead. It's a signature ripping backhand for Matsudaira. This time the backhand with pressure from near the table takes the point. Matsudaira moving a little bit more toward the middle to earn that backhand.
All.
Fast feet for the step around. OSHIMA ties it up. The ball does not come down. The head fake on the flip. I'd love to see that one again. Matsudaira up over the table. Watch him turn his head on this third ball. Oh, no look. Beautiful no look. And the lob just too wide.
2-4.
Kenta Matsudaira, a little bit of Kobe Matsudaira out there. Perfectly timed. He's got OSHIMA off the table, steps around, leaving open the forehand side of the table and exploits the opportunity. Just one more time. Still has to take a short stroke, keeps the racket head up, not a lot of backswing. Again, with that much pace and topspin coming in, you don't need much power. You've got enough to just sort of change the direction of the ball with that short stroke.
5-3. Sweet.
There's that short cross the chest swing again that Matsudaira started off the match with. The abbreviated stroke that surprises the opponent. The head fake again, a no look. He just loves to look the other way. If you ever want to rob somebody, rob Kenta Matsudaira, he'll just look the other way. 3 in a row?
3-8.
This is going to be the thing. Every shot now. If you can do it consistently, it can definitely affect the opponent. I mean, it's distracting for sure. He's looking the opposite way every time. Okay, finally he watches the ball.
4.
In the short game, it's a little bit easier to accomplish. Softer shots, more clear on where the ball is going to go. But with the top spin, the side spin, there's a lot of kick. You really have to watch it, especially with a closed racket.
Nine, 4.
So with 3 head fakes, it's a 5-point lead for Matsudaira in game 3. Too wide.
4.
Wraps around the ball and plays it deep into the barrier. OSHIMA with little chance to reach that ball. Running out of frame on camera. Let's see if we can see it from this angle. It's going to be a tough one. But if he makes it, it could be an around the net roller. 6 game points for Matsudaira.
Let 4-10.
Miss hitting the catch by Matsudaira. All sorts of swag. 3 no looks and a catch. And Matsudaira with his first game this match. Neither player has a coach in their corner, but they've got 1 minute in their corner, so we'll be back. Game 3 right after this short break.
Men det är fortfarande ledning för OSHIMA alltså i denna andra semifinal av herrarnas singelturnering. Nu ska det avgöras alltså vem ska få möta Mattias Karlsson. Undrar själv vad han skulle föredra. Du ställde ju aldrig den frågan, men det får vi ta reda på.
OSHIMA to serve. Level.
Back for game number 3, OSHIMA leading 2-1. How can you not love this? Explosive power, explosions all around, fireworks on the court. Forehand to backhand, got to check and see if the ball can handle here. Still a little help off the top of the net, but even off balance, MATSUDAIRA chases this down.
One all.
That is so much power for that forehand flip. Again, timing, wrist strength, I mean, speed. There's so many different factors coming into play out here.
One, three.
For the start of this match, it felt like OSHIMA's short game was more powerful. From the forehand flips to the Chiquitas over the table. There's the power.
2, 3.
2 from the backhand corner with the forehand drive.
Let 2, 3. Four, 2.
This is not the first time MATSUDAIRA has gotten a little assistance from the net. At least the second time this game.
Five, 2.
Wide serve right at the, I'd say a half-long wide serve. It invites OSHIMA to take the opening, but it's going to be a difficult one, not a strong opening attack. Oh man. This is Shushin quality out here, these hooking forehands from way down low. I guess close to Shushin quality anyway. Where Shushin quality would probably end the point. So many good points between these two players, just spectacular to watch out here.
3, 6.
Just like chemistry, some style matchups really create a very close, exciting battle. Others not so much.
Six, 4.
The vocalization from OSHIMA. It's always interesting to see how friends and teammates play against each other. I know rockstar Sakura Mori definitely has no problem screaming against anybody. Plays her game regardless. Just too many times a little bit too passive. MATSUDAIRA has to take an opportunity to play it the other way, block it out to the forehand, or keep it deep on the table with a bit more pace. Easier said than done. Oshima driving it right into the elbow, forcing an uncomfortable shot out of Matsudaira. Beautiful shots again.
7.
Leaves Matsudaira tripping, straight tripping.
Timeout.
Knocks the wind out of him, knocks the legs out from under him. And the timeout is called by Kenta Matsudaira to take a little time in the corner and regather himself.
Timeout här i läget 6-7, underläge 1-2 i set.
Kenta Matsudaira regathers himself to try and figure out what it's going to take out here to win a very pivotal game. He's back to the table quickly. Just some water or a drink, whatever he needs to hydrate. I can tell you it is super important to hydrate out here between every game whenever there's an opportunity. Sweating out so much water. Dehydration, the muscles can cramp up.
7-6.
And a cramp technically doesn't qualify as an injury, so you're not allowed your 10 minutes. Not to mention cramps are just no fun, period.
Let 7-6. Oh. 6-8.
Low spinny shot from Oshima to the short side. Attempted shot block, but still, Matsudaira's wobbling a bit out there. Oh, net post, and if it comes down, it counts. The clamp, the post, it's all part of the net. Looked like he was trying to go around the net on the short side. It's a very difficult ball if you're bending it toward the forehand side. The highlights from this match are going to be incredible. Short side of the table, Oshima turning the corner, twisting, getting some torque on the body to challenge Matsudaira out to the forehand. Three game points for Yuya Oshima to basically shut out the timeout and extend his lead to 3-1. Matsudaira standing pretty still out there, looking like he's got something else on his mind, getting ready for the next game already. So next game it is, 11-7, Yuya Oshima up 3-1, and we'll be back for game 5 after this short break.
Matsudairas väg till semifinalen börjar med Bossier, Frankrike. 4-0. Morisono från Japan. Duda, Tyskland. Stenhård 7-sättare. Och kvartsfinalen igår mot Marcos Freitas, Portugal. 4-1 där.
Fifth game, Matsudaira to serve, level.
Back for game number 5. Kenta Matsudaira getting a tomahawk serve into action here.
Love 1.
Watching his style of play, you really have to wonder if something's happened to his energy. He's been quite physically active throughout the tournament for the start of this match. The second to last shot had some real power on it, considering that it looked to be mostly arm. He's definitely much slower out there, not sure what it is.
Two, 1.
I'll try to find out later, but I'd be surprised if Matsudaira is able to beat Yuya OSHIMA this way. I've seen players play on injury and pull off victories. Sharat Kamala Chanta versus Simone Gauzy at the World Championships in 2015. Ding Ning, of course, in Game 7 of the World Championships. The championship match in Suzhou, China, 2015. Just think Oshima's too strong running around on the table, and Matsudaira loses too much of his game. If he's not mobile, doesn't have the energy.
1, 4.
A jumping block, and it's forced to chop. To see this type of play from Matsudaira, really, I mean, something must have happened. Just have to wonder if we're going to see some exhibition points anytime soon. Maybe save it for the last point or two of the match. That being said, OSHIMA still needs to stay focused. You can feel bad for your friend, your teammate, your opponent at this point. But taking it easy could allow them the chance to actually come through and win. Who knows? It could be a temporary cramp. Either way, OSHIMA wants to be in the final, wants to take the title.
Two, 6.
From smiles to winces out here. Yeah, he can't move.
Eight, 2.
Fans watch, curious to know what the story is. And a point here and there, but still, it feels like the greatest thing to look forward to right now is potential exhibition points that might be coming up. So far, Matsudaira is still trying to fight with as little motion as possible.
3, 9.
He seems to be moving. I mean, not quite the way you would if there was a cramp. Like, he's not moving nearly enough to compete. He's clearly inhibited. The second towel break of the game, Matsudaira 2 points away from being out of the tournament. This is the time for an exhibition point if there's going to be one. 7 match points for Yuya OSHIMA to move on. No exhibition point. Matsudaira fights. Plays it out to the open forehand. Still 6 match points left. edge of the table.
10,
Wouldn't it
5.
be crazy? What a way to stay alive. I mean, it's sort of like being on life support at this point. Matsudaira, quality of match. Maybe more important than length of match. But to him, I guess a win is a win if he can do it. So there will be no exhibition points at this point. Recovery, touch shot, and OSHIMA with the big loop to finish it. 11 points to 5, 4 games to 1 over teammate Kenta Matsudaira. I'll get more information if I can for you and let you know what's happening. But either way, you'll see Yuya OSHIMA playing against hometown favorite, the last hope of Sweden, and the true hope in the final, Mattias Karlsson, the star of this tournament. So we're gonna have a short break, come back for the women's finals in doubles, men's doubles, and then women's singles and men's singles to follow. You're watching the Swedish Open 2016.
Nu blir det en liten paus, men inte så lång som det var tänkt. Det var ju rätt långa dammatcher tidigare. Klockan 14:30, alltså om lite knappt 20 minuter, så är det final i damernas dubbel. Mer om detta senare.